everyone, welcome to my channel. It's me, Miss Shayla, and I am the Dorky Reader. And today's video is my favorite. It's the TBRJAR video. I had a really good reading month in June. I read most of my books on my TBR list, which for me is a good sign. Not all of them, but I had a good chunk of them, so yay! That plus I had finished the Bitter Twins from my May TBR at the first 4 days of June too, so good job, me. Good job. Okay, so first things first for my weight loss update. I'm 53 pounds down, which is pretty good. It's kind of a slower crawl near this part of the stretch of whatever, but so long as it keeps going down, I'm really happy with myself. Anyway, let's get started. I'm gonna have my son come in and he's going to do a TBR jar poll for me because I think it was fun last time to see them all have fun like that. So, Odin! Yay! I had to start over because we did this video before and he did poll one, but my husband accidentally deleted it, so it's okay. We're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna have to start over, so you gotta pull one for me, okay?
Me too?
Well, just one for now. We'll come back and do another one. Don't peek. No,
I'm not peeking, I'm just looking for the pattern.
Oh, okay, this pattern?
A book with an ugly cover.
Okay, Odin, okay. A book with an ugly cover. I always hate saying that a cover is ugly because it makes me feel bad for whoever did the cover, but I will do my best to figure it out for you. Okay, I'm back, and I have 4 options here. I hope nobody hates me. I didn't look too hard. There might be more in my collection that is just kind of boring looking, but these are the ones I chose. The first one is, and I've mentioned this a few times, the 5th book in a series I've read 4 books of, so I would love to finish it. Enthralled by Sylvia Mercedes. I happened to find the cover a little cheesy, and it doesn't really encapsulate how fun and adventurous and magical this world is that she created. I feel like these two smooching, it's like, okay, like, but I don't know. All the covers that I got were like that, where there's just the 2 of them on the cover in different positions, and I just feel like it's just a little cringe for me. I'm so sorry. I do absolutely love the series so far. It's really good. I will say the 4th one was not my favorite, but we'll see. We'll see how book 5 ends the series if this is what I choose. Another option I have is The Young Elites by Mary Lou. I do love Mary Lou's writing. For at least what I have read of it was Legend, and that was fantastic. It was a really good series. I mean, book. I hear it's a series. I have the book 2 for that, and I need to read it. But this one is supposedly like post-apocalyptic, isn't it? Yeah, a deadly blood fever swept through the nation. Most of the infected perished, but some survivors were left with strange markings and powerful gifts. And then their identities remain secrets, and so these people are called the Young Elites. The Inquisition Axis seeks to destroy them. The Dagger Society aims to find them before the Inquisition Axis. And Adelina Amoteru just wants to be left alone. But 2 truths will soon surface. Anyway, it looks like one of those kind of, like superpower type books. And I feel like I'm not in the mood for that right now. But I do, every once in a while, try to find books like that to read. I don't know what I'm rumbling. I'm tired. My husband deleted my first video, so I feel like my best work was done in there. So you're just gonna get the scraps. Here's my coffee, which I really need. The next book I have, and I feel really bad about this one, because I recently, in my last June TBR, had her other book, The Floating World, in it, which I did read, spoiler, and it's good. You'll have to wait until my reading wrap up to hear about it. But this is Rebel Soul by Axie O, and I think this is another one of those high-tech world contrasted with old and traditional. Oh, that's what the person's saying here. There was a great war that left the East Pacific in ruins. There's a brutal neo-soul where status comes from success in combat. 18-year-old ex-gang member Lee Jae-won is a talented pilot rising in the ranks of the academy. Abandoned as a kid in the slums of Old Seoul by his rebel father, Jae-won desires only to escape his past and prove himself a loyal soldier to the Neo state. When he's recruited into the most lucrative weapons development site in Neo Seoul, he's eager to claim his best shot at military glory. But the mission becomes more complicated when he meets Tara, a test subject in the government's super soldier project. Tara was trained for one purpose: to pilot one of the lethal god machines, massive human-piloted robots for a never-ending war. With secret orders to report on Tara's behavior, Jae-won becomes Tara's partner, earning her reluctant respect. There's more, but I'm not going to spoil everything. But anyway, it sounds to me like it's kind of mecha-based, and that's kind of cool and exciting, and I like her writing. I like the way she kind of makes heart-fluttery little romance things happen, at least in the other book. So I'm going to put this on the maybe. But honestly, I think I'm going to go with this one because I want to finish that series. The other option, and this is a good one because I'm going on a vacation this year in July, and I need some romances to take with me, and so I have After by Anna Todd. I have watched the Netflix movie with my friend, and I liked it. I secretly really liked it, which I shouldn't because I feel like the book is probably going to annoy me too, but like there are things in it that are like, oh my god, no. But you know how you have guilty pleasures? Well, that was a guilty pleasure of mine, and so I'll probably guilty pleasure like this, or the book will be too much. We'll see. But it does look like it could be fun. It is a bit of a chunk for just a romance, so like what can you do for 500 pages of romance? That's tricky. But if I read something like this, I can DNF it if I don't like it, and then I can unhaul it, which is really good for my bookshelves. So the options I'm going to lean towards are these two. This would be fun on vacation, but this needs to end so that I can put it on the right spot, not on my sequel shelf, but right next to all of its friends on my bookshelf in my room. Okay, I'm going to do Enthralled, and we're going to read it this time, because last time I didn't get to this book. This month we are. So, a book with an ugly cover. Check. Sorry, Sylvia, Mercedes, whoever your artist friend was, or if it was you. I really like your books. Okay, next choice. Odin! He will be back. Pick a good one for me.
But stuffy. I'll try to find something that looks like stuffy.
No. All right, there. All right, what's it say?
A book your favorite booktuber recommends.
All right, thank you very much. Nope.
Nah.
All right, a book my favorite booktuber recommends. I have some
What
good
about
options
this?
for that. Oh, can you put that down? Okay, sorry. A book my favorite booktuber recommends. I have a couple options here that I think would be really good. Oh, as I lean off screen. My favorite booktuber, I think you can find her at, I forgot what her real name is because I'm tired, but her tagline or her booktube channel is called Peruse Project. Check her out. She's a fantastic reader. She has great recommendations, and she and I have very similar tastes in books in general, so I highly recommend her. I also really love Jamie Faw. I think her personality is just charming. She reads so much. She's a much better reader than I am, but I really like those two. They're like two of my absolute favorites. There's some other ones too, and I feel bad not naming them all, but I'm bad with names anyway. So let me just get to these books that I have that I think would fit this prompt. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, turn around, would ya? Oh, it's so heavy. Okay, I have several here that I think would be great options. So the first one I have is her favorite series, Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I forgot what the names of each set of trilogy is for her work because I'm not as familiar with it, seeing as I haven't even started it yet. But I know this is the first one you're supposed to read. And this is The Girl at Peru's Project. It's one of her favorite series of all time, and she highly recommends it. It is a little slower. I don't know if I'm getting read this in July vibes, so I might put this one to the side, but that one is definitely one she really recommends. There's also, she recently read Andy Weir's Project Hail Mary, and she was raving about it. I've been recommended this same book by local friends who said I should read it because I really like sci-fi, and I agree with them. I really should read this book. However, I think the book that I'm going to choose is going to be one of these two, because not only has Peru's Project read both of these, but she's a huge Joe Abercrombie fan, as am I. And since I've read the First Law trilogy, which is like, it's become my absolute favorite book trilogy of all time. I just love the character work. I think he makes characters that just stick with you forever. So this one is the next in kind of this world of the First Law trilogy. It's the first of 3 standalones that are between First Law trilogy and The Age of Madness, which people have told me is the superior work, that is his, like, that is such a great trilogy and that I need to get to it. So knowing that, I should pick this one. However, this one is new and exciting, whole other world and a whole other set of characters. So I could be reading Joe Abercrombie's The Devil this summer, The Devil, sorry, and I could be reading this in the fall. But I really need to get to my next book. Everyone says The Heroes, which is book 2 in the standalones, is like probably his best book. So, do I read Best Served Cold or do I read The Devils? That's really what this boils down to. And I think, since my headspace is still in the First Law trilogy, I don't want to lose that world. I'm going to stick with Best Served Cold, and I'm going to get this book read this month because I really, really love his writing. All right, that's it. I did it. I picked. That was really hard, guys. I don't think my face properly transmutes how hard of a decision that was for me, because it really was. Okay, next prompt. I'm going to pick this one because I think my son's in the middle of a video game. I can hear him back there. And I chose a book that has won an award. Okay, so that means it'll probably be a good book. I will press pause. All right, I'm just going with books that have those like circle patches on because I don't have my phone near me. I'm not going to research every book I own to see who's an award winner. I'm sure a lot of these books are award winners, but I've got 4 books here that say they're award winning, so right on the cover, and that makes it easier for me. So the first I have is The Last Quintista, and this is supposed to be a story about a girl who travels with her family through space. They're kind of like the last survivors of humanity, and they carry with them probably like all the plant life and animal life or whatever that they need to start over. But when she gets to where she's going, I believe everyone's forgotten except for her. Let me see if that's exactly what, yeah. Hundreds of years later, Petra wakes to this new planet and the discovery that she's the only person who remembers Earth. Okay. A sinister collective has taken over the ship during its journey, bent on erasing the sins of humanity's past. They have systematically purged the memories of all aboard, or purged them altogether. Petra alone now carries the stories of our past, and with them, any hope for our future. Can she make them live again? Or live again? I can't remember if that's right. But that sounds really good. I love sci-fi. It's a middle grade, and it's seemingly pretty short, like 300 pages or so. This could be a good one to blow through. Another option I have is Scythe, As you can see, it has some kind of an award right here. I have been wanting to start this series because I've heard nothing but good things about it, but I'm not sure if I want to start a new series right now when I have so many to filter through. But maybe. This is actually a higher contender than Las Quintista. I don't know why. I feel like I'm in a YA mood where I can pick up one of these really fast-paced action adventure type books and just go, wow! Because I did that recently and I loved it. So that's kind of the mood I'm in. I also have Rebel Soul, which is about kind of like this mecha warfare thing, and I think we talked about it with the ugly cover version because this was one of those contenders. But I'm not sure if I'm in the mood for that right now. We'll see. The other option I have is The House of the Scorpion by Nancy Farmer. Look how many circles this one got. It got National Book Award winner, Newbery Honor Book, and whatever this P is. I can't read that really well. The something Prince. Okay, I'm just gonna give up. My eyes are old eyes, and so they don't work as well as they should. But it's got the letter P on it and honor book, so that's 3. Boom, boom, boom. That shows me that this book is probably really good. The House of the Scorpion. I'm a Scorpio, so I kind of am drawn to this cover. I'm drawn to the contents that could be inside. So this sounds like it's gonna be really deep, maybe sad and meaningful. So maybe I'm not in the mood for that right now. I think I'm gonna pass. Even though it sounds good, I'm gonna go with Scythe because this is supposedly a really good series. Or should I do this one? Sci-fi, dystopian, sci-fi, dystopian. I think I'm gonna go with Scythe. I'm gonna go with Scythe. All right, that is my book number 2 for a book that has won an award. And up you go, little book. I'll put you in my stack. All right, next I'm gonna have Emma pull a card. Emma, come here.
Hi.
Your turn to pull a paper for my thing. Come around the table that way, okay? I'm laughing because she's wearing a winter coat inside, even though it's like the middle of summer. And it's not because it's cold. I think she said she didn't want to get bit by a mosquito. She saw a mosquito. Okay, what's this one say? So, a book with bones on the cover. Ooh, I like it.
I like your shirt.
Thank you, Emma. That's very sweet of you. Thank you, Emma. All right, head out. I'm gonna go pick a book with bones on the cover. And that was her little hand. Oh, there she goes. I have the Devils again because obviously it has a skull on the cover. Can I do 2 Joe Abercrombie books in 1 month? That is the question. This is around 500. I think the other one is 2. Oh, that's like 1,000 pages of reading just for Joe Abercrombie. But it's Joe Abercrombie. Oh, what do I do? The other option, it's more than 500 pages. It's The Gate of the Pharaoh Gods by Matt Dinniman. And this is book 4 in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. And as you can see, there are 4 little skulls. Oh, I'll erase my face so I can focus on them. But there's 4 little skulls right here, and I feel like that counts. And I did kind of a lazy thing. I only chose these first 2 books because I really want to read them. So I didn't really hunt very far. I think, oh my gosh. I'm going to go with Dungeon Crawler Carl's The Gate of the Pharaoh Gods by Matt Dinniman. This is a really big book, and it may take me a huge chunk of time to read, so I'm not sure if I'll get to a whole bunch of books this month, because I'm also adding Best Served Cold, so these 2 books alone, which I really want to read, are going to really suck away a lot of my book reading time. Okay, that's 4 books. I've got 3 more to go. So, a book with bones on the cover. We'll just stick you right there. And I hope I can get some short, fun summer reads. That's what I'm looking for. So, wish me luck. Some romance. I have 1 romance. I have Enthralled, so that works. Okay, this is the next one. It says, a cover the color of the shirt you're wearing. I like that one because I'm wearing some fun colors here. Something pink and red really would be the best. So let me pause and I'll get back to you. All right, so for this prompt, I chose 2 books to kind of encompass what I'm wearing. One is on the pink side, and it's Emily Henry's Great Big Beautiful Life, which Emily Henry wrote Funny Story, which I'm really into. I have heard that this is not like her best work. Oh, careful, Emma Booma. But that it's still pretty fun. Then I have this one for the red side, and that's A Harvest of Hearts. And I absolutely love Howl's Moving Castle, and this is supposedly like a Howl's Moving Castle retelling. In a way, it features a wizard who's known to steal hearts or something like that. I don't know. All I know is I've been really wanting to read it, and I think I'm going to go with the red side this time around. So I'm going to add a nice fantasy, because I've got a dystopian. I guess I do have one fantasy. I have a dystopian, a sci-fi, and a gritty, grim, dark. And then the Enthralled book, which is kind of like romance library vibes. And this one will be more magic power vibes, I feel like, because wizards kind of give me that feeling. So I'm really looking forward to this. This stack is really big. Oh my gosh. All right, so that's what I chose for my 5th prompt. Emma, do you want to pull one more? All right, come do it. Oh, just like Odin did a little bit. Can you reach in more? And then you can see your little hand more on camera, which I know you want. Yay! All right, choose one. Let's see. It's orange.
And one of my favorite colors are orange.
I know. A book with a bug on the cover. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to do my best to find a book with a bug on the cover. All right, I have found some books with bugs on the cover. And so I have Inkheart here by Cornelia Funk, a middle grade, about a girl. I believe some book characters come out into the real world and some stuff happens. I read this book a very long time ago, and I really liked it, and I never continued. So since I've forgotten most of it, I feel like this is a good one to reread, to re-familiarize myself with this world. That's one option. Another option is The Night and the Moth, and it has a little moth on the cover. And this book is about a girl who lives kind of like in this special, almost like a convent for diviners, like people who can do divination and through their dreams are told people's futures. And anyway, she's about to retire from this or something, and this night comes along, and suddenly all these girls start disappearing. And so her and this night character are off on some kind of adventure to help find them or save them or whatever. So this is a really good option. It's also really new, and a lot of people are reading this right now and really love it. So that is a good option for me. Another option I have is called The Otherwhere Post, and there are little tiny cute moths and butterflies around the edges of this as well. I believe this is a book about a girl who, let's see here, a girl who lost her father, and then she works at this post office of some sort where they can send letters or whatever to other worlds. I'm not exactly sure how it all plays out, but I remember reading the synopsis for this a while back and being intrigued. So I've also never read an Emily J. Taylor book. She wrote Hotel Magnifique as well, and both plots seem really exciting and interesting to me. I don't know if the delivery will be, but I am excited to find out. So that is high on my want to read list. Obviously The House of the Scorpion, which I just read for the award book choices, and it wasn't really in the cards for me that day, but I just thought I'd show that it also had a scorpion on the cover. And then I have What the River Knows, which is supposedly like a kind of really fun adventure that feels like The Mummy or Indiana Jones, and that could be really cool too, but I don't think I'm feeling it for right now in July. So I'm going to choose between The Night and the Moth and The Otherwhere Post. Ooh, one is going to be a lot easier to read, which probably is what I should pick. Well, they're about the same as far as page count goes. This one is a bit taller, so they might be able to cram more words in. Oh, I think I'm gonna go with this one. This one is pretty new and exciting right now, and a lot of people are gonna want to find out what this is about. So I will put this on my July TBR, The Knight and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. Okay, cool. I have one more to draw. I am going to include, if I don't get this, a couple of really short books that I'm going to pack on my trip, and I'll show you what those are after. So I'm going to do the last pull. Though I think Heidi might have finally woken up. Heidi, are you awake?
Yeah.
Do you want to come pull my last prompt for me?
I did.
Nope, nope, you already did. Heidi? I wish I could do cricket sounds like my friend. Heidi, do you want to pull the last prompt?
I wanted to do it earlier.
Oh, well, I'm going to do it now if you want to.
And I don't get to.
That's okay. Don't be too sad, buddy. Please don't be sad. The whole world is watching. Or the 3 people that have my channel.
Cat picks between 3 books of your choice.
Really? That's an awesome choice. That's like the best prompt of the day. Cool. Cat chooses between 3 books of my choice. All right. Wish me luck. I'm going to pick some books, and then I'll have Howl choose for me. Okay, first I'm going to show you in this video, the 3 books I have here, and then we'll do a little clip of Howl choosing between the 3. First I have Emily Henry's Beach Read, which would be perfect for July because it is an absolute summer book. And I feel like if I don't read this month, then I'll be pretty disappointed. Maybe August will still work, but I need to read it in the summer. The next I have is, oddly enough, named Winter, which doesn't seem to fit July. However, this is the 4th book in the Lunar Chronicles that I'm currently reading. I just finished book 3, and I really loved it, and I want to continue with the series and find out what happens. So this would be like a nice finish a series book. Though I do have the 2 little extra after books too, so I guess this wouldn't be finished. Then I have a random book. It's kind of dark romance, and it's called Anathema. And this book features a story about a girl who for some reason is prosecuted or cast out of her society, her world, into these forbidden or dark woods. In the woods, she comes across this assassin or this villainous character who has to take her under his wing because of some kind of prophecy, and I'm not exactly sure what it is. I know it's a huge, giant, chunky book, so I was nervous to put it in the stack of 3. However, for whatever reason, I was feeling this kind of gothic, dark mood, like I want to maybe read at least one book with that feeling. So I put that also on the table. So we'll see what Howl picks, and I'll try and get that on camera. Oh, let me see here what I've got going. Oh, there is my cat, Howl. Howl, will you pick me one of these books? What do you think? This one, or this one? He says, I don't want to play your games. Let's see here. Okay. Well, he chose to lay down. I'm going to choose Beach Read based on his angle here. Going towards that book. Doesn't it seem that way? His nose didn't boop it though. Do you want to boop it? Boop the book? He says no. Pick Beach Read, Mom. Alright, so there you have it. I have all my books chosen for the month of July. It's a big old chunky stack. I don't know if I can even like lift this thing. Normally I try to strive for smaller, thinner books. I'm going to show you after I show you this. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to do that first. I'm going to show you the 3 books I'm going to take with me on my trip that are really short and easy. That'll help me catch up with my reading goal for the year. They are Martha Wells' All Systems Red, the Murderbot Diaries Book 1, I've heard nothing but good things about this. It's supposed to be really funny and kind of this like robot and existential crisis. He likes to just watch videos and movies and stuff and consume media. Doesn't want to kill or destroy things. We'll find out what that's about as I read it. Another option I'm bringing with me is She and Her Cat. These are a collection of stories, I believe, about different women and their cats. You get the perspective of both the woman and the cat, and it's kind of like navigating romance and life and like kind of that kind of thing. So I don't know, it's probably going to be meaningful in a short number of pages. And I was recommended this book by my Barnes & Noble staff member friend. Okay, then I have the last of the three that I'm taking with me because they're so small. T. Kingfisher's Thorn Hedge. I love T. Kingfisher. I think she's a really great author. I've liked the 2 books I've read from her so far, which were Sword Heart and Nettle and Bone. This one is a tiny little novel. I had no idea when I ordered this book how tiny it would be, but I wanted to read it because I thought it looked interesting. I absolutely love this cover. I love the artwork. And so that's book 3 that I'm taking with me. So now you know, these are my little vacation choices. And I'll take one of these with me too, probably beach read, because there'll be a beach. So here are the books for the month of July. There are 10 of them on this stack. I know I'm not going to read 10 books. Don't expect that, but maybe expect 5, because I think I could pull that off, especially with these 3 little short ones in the middle. So we'll see. I have, let's make my little stack. A Book My Cat Chose for Me, Beach Read by Emily Henry. A book with a bug on the cover, The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillick. A book that matches the shirt I'm wearing, A Harvest of Hearts by Andrea Eames. A book my favorite booktuber recommends, Joe Abercrombie's Best Served Cold. A book with bones on the cover, Matt Dinniman's The Gate of the Feral Gods. A book that's won an award, Scythe by Neil Schusterman. And a book with an ugly cover, Enthralled by Sylvia Mercedes. Again, I'm sorry. Then I also have with me T. Kingfisher's Thorn Hedge, Makoto Shinkai and Naruki Nagakawa, She and Her Cat, and Martha Wells' All Systems Red. That's it for July. I hope you enjoyed my video. Sorry if it was a little chaotic. I am tired. It is the morning. And now I need to clean up my house because I made a huge mess looking through my books. Yay! Have a great day. Have a great summer. I hope you all had fun reading your books in June and coming up in July.